Hello, work life warriors. I hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. How are you feeling? Write in the chat how you're feeling today. It is 11:57. Welcome, work life warriors. Welcome. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling excited. I have many fun things coming up this week, so I'm very, very excited. How was your weekend? Did you de-stress and play this weekend? Did you have any fun? Did you do anything to release stress this weekend? How about this morning when the alarm went off and it was time to go back to work? Did you dread going back to work? It's Monday, so did you dread it? If you dread going back to work, it could possibly be that you're not de-stressing during the weekend. Work itself is very stressful, but you can combat stress and you can go out of your way, especially on your days off, to combat stress, to bring some play and fun in your life. Did you do that this weekend? Where do you live? I live in Raleigh. Where do you live? So this weekend, what did I do for fun? I went to the pool. I love the water. I am so happy that it is summertime. So I went to the pool. What else did I do? I took some nature walks. I think I went both Saturday and Sunday. What else did I do? For fun this weekend. I had some social play. I hung out with my family and friends, so that was fun. I met someone, a new friend at the pool that lives in my complex, so that was fun to kind of talk and meet new people. So, what did you do for fun this weekend? When I woke up this morning, I was excited to go back to work because I de stressed this weekend. I played, I went out of my way to play. I enjoyed myself. So, what did you do this weekend? How did you play? How did you de stress? And we'll talk about a stress management topic today that is so very important, which is sleep. We don't talk enough about sleep, and sleep is so very important. So we are going to just give it about one more minute and we're going to talk about sleep. Did you sleep well last night? How was your sleep? What time did you go to sleep? Did you get enough hours of sleep? When you woke up, did you feel exhausted? Did you feel excited? I slept well. I slept a solid 7 hours. It was a good sleep last night. The temperature was perfect. I practiced all of my routines before, so I went into deep sleep. I know I hit my REM cycle and I woke up feeling amazing. So, sleep is so important, it's so vital, and it ties to stress in many ways. So, today I'm going to talk about stress and how it ties to sleep, and how sleep could be used as a way to combat stress in your life, to decrease the cortisol in your body. So, I'm Ebony Davenport. Hello, I teach stress management. I show people how they can utilize fun stress management solutions to decrease stress and counter burnout so that we can be happier, healthier, and more well balanced. I use over 50 tools, tips, tricks, and techniques to manage stress. But today we're going to talk about sleep. As I've mentioned, sleep is a biological need. So it's very important to talk about sleep. So, first, we're going to start off talking about stress and how stress relates to your sleep. And then we'll just talk a little bit about sleep. And then I'll give you a few solutions that you can try and implement to see if that improves your sleep and help you combat stress. So, what is stress? Everybody knows what stress is, but it's kind of hard to talk about, right? We all have very different ideas about what stress is, and there isn't one single unifying definition of stress in literature. In Eastern philosophy, it's the absence of inner peace. In Western philosophy, it's the loss of control. So, what is sleep? What is stress? Stress is problematic because it's ambiguous. We all have different definitions. Stressors differ. What we think about stress differs, affecting our mind and our body differently. And research shows that stress has different symptoms for different people depending on what they think about stress, right? So, again, what is stress? Well, I like to take the Eastern definition of stress mixed with the Western culture definition of stress is the loss of control opposite of inner peace. So if you're not feeling inner peace, anything but inner peace, then you are feeling stress in one form or another. So there are three steps to stress. It is perceiving stress, it is coping, and adapting. So the biggest part of perceiving stress, which is the appraisal, is your perception, because stress can help you or it can hurt you depending on your perception of it. We tend to always think about stress as a bad thing, but thinking about stress in that way harms our body, right? Now, we don't constantly want to be under stress, but stress is not harmful for us if we're thinking about it in a way where it is helping us prepare for whatever challenge we're facing, whatever we're about to do, that is helping us grow, that is creating resiliency, that is creating anti fragility, that whatever you're going through, your body is made for. When you think about stress in that way, and as long as it's not constant stress over a short period of time, then it's helpful for you. So we need to understand exactly what we think about stress and our stresses in order to cope with them, and of course to adapt to them. If we, perceive something that's bad for us, then again, emotional focused coping means that we're going to deal with our emotions behind it. Problem focused coping mean that we're going to address the problem or the stressor head on. So when we have a stressor or we think something is a stressor, then the way that we perceive it affects how we cope with it and how we adapt to it, right? So if I think it's good for me, then eventually it doesn't annoy me so much after I unpack it. But if I think it's bad for me, then it will continually affect my emotions. And so it's up to us to remove our emotions behind the stressor by practicing emotion focused coping, but also to directly address the problem or the stressor using problem focused coping, and figure out how you can eliminate it, how you can lessen whatever the stressor or challenge is, figure out ways of dealing with it directly so that it's not a constant annoyance, right? And adapting to it is what happens after you have implemented how you feel about it, your perception, the appraisal, or the threat, and how you have coped with it. So if it continues to stress you, then whatever you did was maladaptive, right? And we want to practice adaptive techniques and solutions when it comes to stress and stress management. So in the stress community, we like to talk a lot about the relationship between the person's perceptions, needs, and abilities and the condition of the environment. How you perceive your control or over your environment matters, right? So stress goes hand in hand with the environment that you're in. There's two types of stress. There's distress, and that's the stress that most of us refer to when we say we're stressed out. We're talking about distress. That's all the bad things that happen. Your stress is all of the good things that happen, like promotion, graduation, getting married, going on vacation. All of these things cause stress too, but it's not as severe as distress when you are having conflict at work or with family or friends. And so the type of stress also matters. What also matters is the severity, duration, and frequency. So even if it's good stress, if you have major life events, say like you get married, you buy a house, you have your first child all at once, right? In a short let's say 1 year period. And in that period, many other stresses happen, regardless of whether they're good or bad. That's a short amount of time to take on so much stress, and it will affect your health and well being, regardless of what you think about it. So, we want to make sure we go out our way to constantly not have stress an issue, right? Because stress is not normal. Pressure is normal. Pressure makes diamonds, but stress is not normal. Stress is one of those things that you could take to make you or break you, but you still want to limit the amount of stress that you take on daily, right? So, when something happens to you, there's a stimulus, and maybe let's use an example at work. Maybe you're stuck in a accident and you have a big meeting today, and you have 10 minutes to be there, but your GPS say you 25 minutes, right? um, Before reacting and getting so upset about things that are out of your control and letting it disrupt your inner peace, there's a moment, a pause, where you can choose to respond instead of react. Now, stress management is honoring the pause and responding instead of reacting. It is easy for us to react when things are not going our way, when things feel out of control. But stress management is honoring the pause, it's riding the pause, it's honoring change, and it's looking at the totality of the situation and adding in what you need, the control you need, because you always have the power and control to add in what you need in any given situation, right? So, it's changing from the stimulus pause react to stimulus pause response. Stress management is mindfulness and prevention. And mindfulness is just staying aware, and prevention is just staying ahead of the things that you know stress you out. So, one way you can reduce stress is through sleep, and sleep is what we're talking about today. Sleep is very, very important to our development and survival, and it is a biological need, like our desire for food, sex, play. Sleep is an internally generated need. I don't know about you, but in my younger years, I would operate on little to no sleep. Everything was exciting and new, so I didn't want to miss out on anything, especially when you're young. Most of the good stuff, the juicy stuff, happened at night, and so I would try to stay up all night and not miss out on anything. I had FOMO to the utmost level, and I almost borderline became I was just functioning off a little sleep, and I became an insomniac, kind of like I was barely sleeping. And like from junior year of high school to like sophomore year of college, I was just running on pure fumes alone. Like, it was just, I mean, I would go days and days off of 3 or 4 hours of sleep, which of course my brain wasn't functioning optimally. But you're young. Who cares? We don't even think about that, right? But staying awake too long can cause slurred speech, repetitive word use, and a slow response rate, which obviously is not good. Sleep troubles caused by sleep apnea and insomnia cost the U.S. billions of dollars of direct medical costs each year. And that's even before considering the association loss with engagement and productivity, which is very important. You want to be engaged and productive in your life. And so, without sleep, it interrupts how engaged and productive you are in just your basic bodily functions. It interrupts and makes it hard for you to just execute, or just for you to move throughout the day and do what you need to do. It may seem obvious that sleep is beneficial, but in this culture, people brag about, oh, I've only had 3 hours of sleep. I'm running off of 4 hours of sleep. Look how I'm working. Oh, you're getting 7 hours. We believe in grind culture, so people will eliminate hours of sleep just to get things done, which they don't understand. Running your body without renewing it doesn't help you in the long run. It definitely doesn't help you in the short run, because there's so many side effects from not getting enough sleep, right? So, you don't want to eliminate sleep. That don't want to be that should not be the first way that you try to solve a problem, which is, oh, I'll eliminate an hour sleep, or hour or two to get up early and do so and so. That is not optional. If you want your body to perform, you have to rest it. You have to allow it to rest. So when you wake up, you feeling that 100% sleeps make you feel better. It's important because it boosts your mood, it grounds you, it banishes under eye circles under your eyes. It's so important to your immune system, the functioning of your health, your mind, just everything. It's so important because it's the foundation. Your body is always moving, 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 moving. Sleep, for some of us, is the only time that we get to sit down and actually rest, right? So sleep is very important, and it is something that we should focus on. Sleeping poorly ruins your day. With sleep, you are more productive at work and more focused at home. The more tired you are, the harder it is to concentrate on something, and that distraction can take its toll on both work and our personal lives. Research showed that attention task appears to be sensitive due to sleep loss. So if you want to focus more, even on your job or conversation or trying to be more innovative, you might want to get some more rest. Numerous studies show that the major source of job stress, that stress is the major source of job stress, and that it has escalated progressively over the past few decades. So job stress is associated with the increased heart rates of heart attack, hypertension, obesity, and depression. And as a result, more people are resorting disruptive sleep. That's why it is costing the economy so much money. So what we don't know about sleep is that our body has a circadian rhythm, which is basically a 24-hour internal clock that is running in the background of our brain and cycles between sleepiness and alert at regular intervals. It is also known as our sleep wake cycle. Make sure that we honor this sleep wake cycle. As adults, we're supposed to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, 7 at the bare minimum. 6 is not good to me. I don't think 6 is good. If you think you're functioning with 6 hours of sleep, how much better will you do at 7? I recommend 8 hours of sleep. So, here are some just ideas that I think about sleep that I would like to share. Natural sleeping, which is like honoring your body's circadian rhythm or your wake sleep cycle, whatever you would like to call it. Your circadian rhythm is running always in the background. So if you decide to align yourself with that system, it means that you're waking up with the sun and you are, setting when the sun sets, right? So you're not active, late at night, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, because you want to get up early and meet the sun and get that vital energy that the sun provides, right? So if the sun is rising at, 5 a.m. and your aim is 8 hours, right? Right. So if that's the case, you want to get up at 5, that means you need to go to sleep by what? 9? You need to be in bed by 9 to get up by 5. And you need to make sure that, rising with the sun is essential to you. Like, because again, when I read about these things, I'm like, and I tried it out and I realized that it's vital to me. It makes me feel way differently when I wake up in the morning with the sun and go to sleep when, in a reasonable hour, 8, 9 o'clock, and get my 8 hours of sleep. And I consistently do that every single day. I go to sleep at the same time, I wake up at the same time, and I notice a difference. So it's so important for you to test it out in your life and see how it regulates things. If you go to sleep, wake up at the same time, and you wake up with the sun and set early. Another thing I want to talk about, especially if you're in the work environment, is the 2 to 3 o'clock slump, right? We all know it as the 2 or 3 o'clock slump, or some people call it the itis. According to the National Sleep Foundation, for most adults, the biggest dip in energy happens in the middle of the night, somewhere between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. when they're usually fast asleep. And just after that is lunchtime, and that's anywhere around 1 to 3 p.m. They tend to have want to crave like a post lunch nap, or you just get tired, or you don't feel like you have energy, right? And we just call it the itis. And one person will yawn, and then next thing you know, everybody will start yawning. And depending on what you had for lunch, the more severe the some. So if you had a good heavy lunch, you definitely want to take a nap. It just makes you miserable at your desk, watching the clock, counting the time off until you get that energy back, or when you get off. And then again, try not to yawn and look unproductive at work, right? It was a really, really big problem for me because around 2 o'clock, everyone in the office would start to yawn and it would just deplete my energy. And so I decided that I would start taking a late lunch. So right before the orchestra of yawns would begin, I would take my lunch around 2 p.m. I would also get up and walk around and stretch and socialize to kind of combat that slump. And I would eat healthier foods. I wouldn't have a heavy lunch. I would drink my green smoothies and have a lot of water and some tea in order to kind of energize me, and that helped with the slump. And as I got up and walked around and stretched, it kind of became like a community thing. So that's also something that you can do at work to combat all of the work stress and to increase morale, is to kind of do a stretch around that time, a group stretch, right? People who sleep enough are happier, learn better, and are fitter, healthier, have happier moods, fewer health problems like diabetes, depression, and anxiety. People who sleep less have more symptoms of depression, low self esteem, and more anxiety. Sleep is a way to renew your mind, of course, and a way to rejuvenate your body. It is an opportunity to hit the reset button after a long day of work. It is a much needed, indesirable perk of going out there in the world and winning your day. You should be excited to get in your bed and renew your body. Your body mind and body works extremely hard to keep you safe. And so this is the way to give it rest, to gives love back to your body, to make sure that you're getting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. The least you can do is reward your body for all the hard work with some still time. So I just want to give you a couple of tips that you can use to increase deep sleep, to make sure that you go into REM cycle at night. And what I would like for you to do is try these out. Tell me how it works. Share it in the comments and come to my page and tell me if it works for you. So tip one, of course, is turn off all screens at least an hour before bed, because we know the blue light keeps your brain active and it takes a while for your brain to settle down. And well into your sleep, you can still have an active brain because of the blue light energy. I would say, of course, get anywhere between 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I recommend 8 if you want to be alert, engaged, and productive. Go to bed and wake up every day at the same time. It is so beneficial to you to get that kind of routine. I will also say, if you can rise early with the sun and go to sleep in enough time to get the 8 hours of sleep. I also recommend making your bedroom a relaxing place. Make it a place for rest and relaxation. Don't make it an active place where you do work or you watch a lot of TV or play games. You want to recognize your bedroom as a place of relaxation and rest. And so make it a safe space for that. You can use essential oils to kind of help you fall asleep. Lavender is a really big one. Chamomile. You can use it as a diffuser. You can put it on your skin. You can inhale it. My favorite is to take a little bit of lavender, maybe about 3 drops on your hand, rub your hands together and rub it on your pillow. It makes it makes the room smell good. It makes your sheets smell good. And most importantly, as soon as you lay down and you get the whiff of lavender, you fall into a deep sleep, and it's restful, it's peaceful. It's a great way to fall asleep quickly. Also, get warm and inviting sheets and PJs. Get some silk sheets. Get some nice colors in there that make it warm and inviting and make you want to rest and relax in there. Light some candles before you go to bed. That always help. You could use soft music and soothing sounds. You could journal before bed to declutter your mind. This is a big one. We think throughout the day. Our brains are so active. So journaling before bed is a way to declutter your mind, to pull all of the things that you could be thinking about while you sleep out of your brain and put it in a safe place so that you can relax and fall into a deep sleep. Also, you can read, meditate, or pray. I recommend it. Reading is so great. It's brain activity. And also, depending on what you read, it can help you fall asleep. Meditating is great. Prayer is always great. It's a way to connect to something bigger than you and to be grateful, show gratitude. And you can make some warming sleepy time tea. That is my favorite. I make sleepy time tea almost every night. I like the vanilla chamomile, and then I put a little bit of non-dairy creamer. And then within 25 minutes of that and a little lavender on my pillow, I am out. I wake up the next morning refreshed, renewed, recharged, ready to win the day. And I would like to see if you can try some of these tips to improve sleep in your life, to decrease stress, and share with me if they work. So I hope this helps, work life warriors. Today's or this week's weekly tip is sleep. And I just kind of wanted to share with you some of the things that I do to help improve sleep, to combat stress. So I hope this helps. Share with me if it does. I will be here every Monday at noon, giving a new tool, tip, trick, or technique to combat stress. Again, teach stress management in the Raleigh area. I have a stress management fun shop coming up August the 20th. Check it out on my website. You can check out all of my videos on YouTube, which has all of the 50 tools, tips, tricks, and techniques to manage stress. You can check out my LinkedIn or Facebook, just to kind of gauge what I got going on. I have laughter yogas on every Sunday at a park. Check out that on my Facebook. And I also have Adults Gone Wild. I have two of them, one in July and one in August. Those are free. The Laughter Yoga and the Adults Gone Wild are free. So please, if you are looking for a community, a tribe to help manage your stress, to hold you accountable, a fun community to teach you some fun things to manage stress, and we could do it together, then just join me on Mondays to talk about stress, on Wednesdays to do some breathing techniques, and Fridays to do laughter yoga at noon here online. And again, I'm just happy to serve, and I hope this helps, work life warriors. Have a great day.